Welcome back. So today we are going to learn about a new topic, that is bioluminescence in fishes, which comes under the last module of your first semester Biology of Fishes paper. So let us understand what is bioluminescence in fishes. Bioluminescence is light produced by a chemical reaction within a living organism. So bioluminescence is nothing but the production of light within a living organism. So in the land, you might have seen the fireflies producing light. So in the same way, in the night, in the oceans, you can see the oceans are literally glittering. So I don't know how many of you have experienced such a phenomenon. I have shown this in this image. You can see the ocean is literally glittering. So what causes this glow in the ocean? That's what we are going to study in this topic, that is bioluminescence. So, bioluminescence is a type of chemiluminescence, which is simply the term for a chemical reaction where light is produced. So, it is a chemical reaction. So, who produces this light? Are fishes able to produce the light? Do you think so? Yes, some fishes are able to produce light. So, certain fish species, mostly marine fish species, these fish species which causes this bioluminescence are exclusively marine fishes. Okay, so the fishes mostly live in the bathypelagic area, that is of about 500 to 2500 meter depth to the ocean, as well as certain deep sea species can also produce this bioluminescence. Okay, so I have given the names of certain species here, that is some species include anglerfish, bacteria and jellyfishes. These are the names of certain fishes which causes this bioluminescence. So here there are three images. So the first one is the firefly squid, the second one is jellyfish, and the third one is Photophore. Okay, so as I told that certain fishes are able to produce light. Why? Because certain fishes have certain adaptations in their body, forming luminescent organs. Okay, the luminescent organs are nothing but the specialized gland cells of the epidermis. This luminescent organ contain what? Photophores. And these photophores contain cells known as photocytes, which are responsible for the emission of light. Okay, and these photophores will be present throughout the body of certain fishes. So let's see. In the first case, in the case of firefly squid, you can see what the light is scattered throughout the body of the fish, which means that what the photophores are literally placed throughout the body of the fish, right? So in the case of this firefly squid, this photophores are scattered throughout its head, its mantle, even on its tentacles. That's why you can see the presence of light scattered throughout its body. Okay, in the same way you can see in the case of jellyfish also. But when you see this image, what happens here? Here you can see a specialized cell, a photocyte or a photophore here below the eyes of the fish. So there only the light is produced. Okay, so I think from these three images you have understood that the photophores, the luminescent organs bearing these photophores, will be present in different locations in different fishes, and they may vary with their pattern, vary with their location, and also they may vary in number. So the point is that based on this photophores and the presence of the photophores, we can identify the way in which the light is scattered. Okay, so let us look into detail about the photophores. So the photophores generally occur along the lateral and ventral sides of the body. So if you see this image, here you can see the photophores here. Okay, so it is present on the lateral side. Likewise, mostly these photophores will be present either on the lateral sides of the body of the fish or on the ventral side of the body of the fish, or they can be present in the barbels or tentacles. Okay, they may be arranged in one or two rows, or they may be present on certain limited parts of the body only. So as I told, the presence of photophores can vary in their pattern, in their number, as well as in the location where it is present, right? So sometimes it will be arranged in one or two rows. Okay, here you can see the photophore is extending from this part to the end of the tail. Sometimes it will be arranged in two rows, sometimes it will be present just below the eyes, sometimes it will be present throughout the body like in the case of the firefly squid. So likewise, the photophores can be spread in different patterns, right? So based on which the light emission will occur. And the photophores can be classified on the basis on the source of illumination. These photophores can be classified into either bacterial photophores or self-luminescent photophores. Bacterial photophores are nothing but in certain fish species like anglerfish, which is very famous for bioluminescence, which live in the deep waters. So in certain fishes like those anglerfishes, it will bear some symbiotic bacteria on its photophores. Okay, it will bear certain symbiotic bacteria on its photophores, and that symbiotic bacteria is actually responsible for bioluminescence. Okay, and the fish themselves cannot produce light because of this symbiotic bacteria only. They are able to show this procedure of bioluminescence, and thereby they can attract the prey towards them. Okay. So the second case is the self-luminescent photophores. In this case, the fishes themselves can produce what? Bioluminescence without the help of any bacteria. So, next, you should understand what is the mechanism behind this bioluminescence. What is the mechanism behind bioluminescence? So, the mechanism of emission of light by these organs is a biochemical process. So, the extract from the glands of several species like apagon contains a substance called luciferin. Okay, contains a substance called luciferin. That is important. And this is actually the light producing substance. Okay. This luciferin, when combines with an enzyme called luciferase, produce a product called what? Oxyluciferase. And this oxyluciferase is responsible for light emission. It can produce lights of what color? It can produce light of blue or blue-green color. So you should understand this is a mechanism. This luciferin, the light producing substance, is responsible for the bioluminescence in fishes as well as what you see in the land about in the case of fireflies and all. Okay, so that is a mechanism behind bioluminescence. So let us see what is the significance of light production. So do you think that this significance of light production or this light production can help in improving the survival of the fishes? So let us look into what are the points to understand whether it will help in the survival of the fishes or not. So the first point is to search the prey. Okay, so as we know, the bioluminescent fishes are mostly living in the deeper zones of the ocean where light penetration is really less. It is literally dark there. So when the fishes, which shows the capability of bioluminescence, what happens is that the surrounding water gets illuminated and these fishes can easily see their prey and they can be able to catch the prey. Okay. So the second point is to attract the prey. As we know, in the deeper zones of the ocean, when there is a little source of light too, what happens is that other organisms tend to attract towards those light. Right, if you see this image, okay, this is a type of anglerfish. It can also be called as sea devil. It has the light producing organ because of the symbiotic bacteria over its head like that. Okay, so when certain fish see this from a longer distance, what happens is that those fishes, which are tend to be the prey, get attracted towards this fish. And what happens is that these getting attracted towards this light, these fishes just come into its mouth. Okay. That way, what happens? These can attract the prey and easily catch them. Okay, the third point is the escape from enemies. How these fishes can escape from the enemies. So once these bioluminescence producing fishes are in certain kind of danger, these can simply produce a sudden flash of light over the predator. So this can confuse or dazzle the predator, right? In the same time, what happens? These fishes can easily escape out. So the next point is protection by obliterating the fish. Okay, so as I told, these photophores will be present either on the ventral sides or the lateral side of the body of the fish. So these can produce light in order to match the surroundings. Okay, in the deeper waters, the intensity of the light will be less. Okay, so the light produced by these fishes can match the surroundings, and what happens is that these fishes can literally camouflage themselves and get escaped from the predators. Okay, so the next point is recognition of species and sex. That is, it is told that this species, the fishes which are having fishes of the same species literally has what? The same pattern of these photophores in their bodies. So when they move around in the dark, they can move as a group in darker waters by identifying this species of the same group. Okay, they can move together. So that is the last point. So I think you understood the significance of light and this can really improve the survival of the fishes. So here I have shown certain beautiful images of bioluminescence taking place in the ocean. This actually looks like the stars fallen from the sky into the ocean, right? So at least once in life you have to witness such beautiful naturally occurring phenomena. So today we talked about bioluminescence, the mechanism behind that, the significance behind that, and I have to also add up that what controls this. It is under control of the central nervous system. Okay, and these photophores, as we talked, is innervated with the nerves from the central nervous system, such as cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Thank you.